I'm Katie and I work with Building Brains Together, a program that's run out of the Neuroscience Department at the University of Lethbridge. And today we're going to talk about a building game that's called Right is Right, and I'll explain that later. So you're going to start off with building. The adult beforehand is going to build a model. You can use bigger blocks like these, you can use the smaller Lego, you can also make the model more or less complicated depending on your child's skill level and age. So you are going to first build a model, and then you're going to take the same blocks that are needed to build this model, and you're going to separate them into their individual blocks, and then you're going to place them out evenly on a surface, on a table or the ground. Place them evenly on the left and right side in front of your child. Then you'll place the model in front of your child with the blocks out and ask them to recreate your exact model. While they're building, watch which hand they're using to pick up the blocks with. Because research in our lab has actually shown that there's a connection between executive function skills in the brain and which hand a child uses to pick up blocks. And children tend to have higher executive function skills, stronger brains in some ways, if they consistently use their dominant hand to pick up blocks when they're building. So for me, I'm right-handed, and so if I was building, I would hold the model with my left hand and pick up other blocks with my right hand. So that's why we said right is right, usually, though there are children who are left-handed, and then that would be backwards for them. So watch them and encourage them to use their dominant hand when they're picking up blocks, and then when they're done, you can compare the two models, the one you built and the one that they built, and see if they're the same or not. If they're not the same, that's okay. It's not a failure, but you can discuss, maybe ask them what looks different between these two models, and then for the next time you'll know that. So this one is really helpful. It helps to grow working memory skills so they can remember what they have to be doing. And this is helpful later in life if they're working on reading, for example, and it can help them keep their place on the page and remember where they are. This is also extremely helpful for monitoring progress, because they have to look at the model, look at how far they've gotten and what they still have to do. It's also very helpful for organization of materials. They have to look at which blocks are here, how are we going to make that into a model. They work on analyzing a model, kind of breaking it down into its components and deciding then how they're going to recreate that. It also helps with emotional control if they're getting frustrated, if they're having trouble building it, and that can help them in the future when something upsets them, that they won't get as angry or as frustrated as well. So this one is really great overall. And remember that whether you're doing this or anything else, that play builds brains.